Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? We gotta be there by now. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, we're there. Good morning. Tuesday, December 13th. It's a good day. Might as well be a good day. I ain't got time for a bad day. Who we got here? We got the bum crack picker all the way from merry old England. Fritos! Yeah, I could almost live on bean dip. I like that stuff. Hi, Jim. Good morning, Deb. Yeah, yep. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Get stuff situated here. Here's an invite to come chat with me. Or don't. Just sit there on the sidelines in the chat like good little girls and boys. Hey, Glock. Oh, man. Oh, man. So, Tuesday, I have 6 orders going out, selling some crap to unsuspecting buyers. Yeah. Crap sales. Gotta get more crap. Bought some crap at the auction Sunday. But I didn't buy all that much, so I'm gonna have them hold it until the next auction and then do a double up. Buy some from this auction and buy some from the next. And just do one pickup. They're coming along. I sold Susan B. Anthony and Eisenhower dollar book. Wasn't worth much. Because they're clad. They're all clad. I don't know if there were any silvers in there at all. Maybe a couple of Eisenhowers had like 40% or something. But I had the 2 of the big ones left to sell. I got the Franklin $50 set and the Walking Liberty $50 set. So, I would be, if one of them sells, then I'll be in the profit. Which is good because I kept the silver dollars. And I still have all the foreign stuff to go. Foreign currencies. There's a bunch of that. Yeah. Lots of that to go. I just need to make some listings. It's kind of tedious because it's all mixed up jumble of stuff. I spit. I do. I don't like it. Don't like it. I don't know why. Silver is silver. Hi, Hank. Good morning again. You're setting a record. That's 2 days in a row you've been back to the show. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, those are good couch listings. Yeah, I mean, they're right here. Let's see. Just, some of it's real interesting. Banco de Mexico. stuff like that. There's a Canada $1. That's probably worth $1 in Canada, which is what, 75 cents? Some currency from weird places. That guy looks serious. I have no idea who that is. He's probably the leader of a genocide or something. Kenya. You ever been to Kenya? I've never been to Kenya. I've been everywhere, man. Got some old German marks. 1922. That's not good for anything anymore. There's still a few interesting things, like there's a Buffalo nickel. There's another Eisenhower dollar. There's a 1985 gold-plated Kennedy half. It's worth 50 cents. Yeah. I'm gonna lot it up. Gonna lot it up. Here's some sterling jewelry and stuff I gotta get listed. I don't know. I'm doing a lot of listings lately. I'm trying to get through the military surplus I've had. Listed a bunch of uniforms and stuff. How about y'all? What do y'all got going on? What are y'all listing? They illegally melted silver dollars by the thousands to make computer parts. How is that illegal? It was no longer used as currency. It's like when they finally do away with the pennies in currency, then you can take all your pennies down and trade them in for scrap. I got boxes of them. But yeah, it's okay to melt silver dollars. I mean, it's not against the law, I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Here, let's just Google it. I'm not doing anything else. Let me Google it. And we're sharing. So let's do it. Is it legal to melt silver dollars? Okay, this one says, depending on the country, some silver coins are illegal to melt. Focusing US and Canada. It is legal to melt silver or gold coins in the US. The reason is most likely to do with there not being any silver gold coins left in circulation. Yeah, that's what I thought. Therefore, melting them would have no effect on day-to-day transactions. But it is illegal to melt coins that are in circulation, like pennies, nickels. People do that all the time. People will write on dollar bills and then use them. And where has this dollar bill been? And then you go to a Facebook page or something and type in that you have it. Do, do. You got German money? It is your grandpa's. After Christmas shop today, no listing. I need to. We got to slick up the kitchen, get the cabinets empty for the new oven to get installed. I guess we're doing that today. Running out of time. Yeah, I need to do some Christmas shopping, but my problem is I have no idea what the people want that I'm buying for. So it's like gifts, gift card? I don't know. Get them a gift card. I think the problem with gift cards is I get them and then I spend more on the gift cards than I would have for a present for them. Have to take pictures of my scrunchies I just made. Well, good. Get her done. You already sold some that you didn't have pictures of? Who wants money? The people? Yeah. Yeah. You ever seen one of those money? Mom had a money tree, and it's made out of a bunch of dollar bills. But the dollar bills are like, what do you call that paper folding stuff? Macrame? No, not macrame. Cloisonne? Something. Anyway, they had them folded up to be flowers, so they made a flower arrangement of it. Origami. Yeah, I knew it was something like that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was like a little Christmas tree made out of, all the branches had leaves made out of dollar bills. Mom had the money tree. I think after she passed away, the boys grabbed it up and took all the money off. Said, thanks, Grandma. Anyway. Yeah, the Reach side of town. Gotta get Reach. Shipping supplies. Whoa, what happened? Wowie, wow, wow. Look at gold. The last 2 or 3 hours, it shot up 35 bucks an ounce. Wonder what's doing that. There's some big announcement that I missed. And silver, God almighty. Silver jumped above $24 an ounce. Holy crap. Just because the Fed's going to make a decision on Thursday about the next rate hike? What are stocks doing? Oh, we had a stocks are rocketing up. Supposedly, we are having a lighter than expected CPI increase.
I'm here to save you from yourself.
Thanks. I need it. Appreciate it. It's boring when it's just me.
Yeah, I was trying to make a thumbnail. I'll be damned. They just announced that Coach Leach did die. For those of you who don't follow the world of college football, Mississippi State coach Mike Leach had a massive heart attack this weekend, and he was just taken off life support today.
Oh.
61 years old. That's way young.
I think so. That's younger than me, about 5 years, 6 years. 6 years tomorrow. I'm having a birthday.
Yeah, he might have survived it, but he had a heart attack, and nothing was done for 15 minutes. Your brain can't go without oxygen for 15 minutes.
That's not good.
He was a hell of a character. I enjoyed listening to his football and his take on what happened, because he was known. He got a lot of his fame at Texas Tech as the Pirate, and he really brought that program back. And he kind of did things. The air raid offense. He's the guy who invented the air raid, or maybe didn't invent it, but he perfected it for sure.
Good coach and interesting guy, it sounds like.
Oh, he was absolutely very interesting. You don't expect, how Saban's 71. Our coach is 10 years older. Because I had been checking on it. It was just a matter of time, and I clicked the wrong link on my computer and went to ESPN, and it's right on the front page this morning. Yeah, I was making a thumbnail. It was taking me too long for the show tomorrow. Usually I'm faster, but today was not one of those days.
Yeah. You been out shopping any? Doing some more arbitrage?
No. I've still got a bunch to ship. I need to be outside making a shipping video now. I think I've got 20. Let's see how many I got. I've got 23 to ship today for eBay.
That's a lot.
A lot of it's small stuff. Probably a third of it's DVDs. So it's just stuff that's got to get out of here.
Sold another vacuum cleaner filter. I'm selling about one a day. So that should last me about a year. I got so many of those darn things. I got some sitting on the back porch I haven't listed yet. Probably got some duplicates in that bunch though, so. Franklin! Everybody wants to see Franklin.
He's back to sleep after he woke me up at 6:30 to eat. Walking up and down me one way. That dog is nuts.
So inflation rate is The good news is it's down to 7.1%.
Well,
That's good news.
I can tell you what the whole difference is. It's the price of gas is being held down right now.
Yeah, it came down some.
I got gas yesterday for $2.63 a gallon. You know, that's a huge driver. Because I took a picture whenever they said, remember this time, when they stole the election from Trump, gas was like 189 here.
Mm-hmm.
So in the next 6 to 7 weeks, it slowly made up into the $2 and something by the time he left office. I think by the time he left office, it might have been 208, 210. Sorry about that, Anissa.
And then
Y'all allow those Democrats to do what they do, and y'all got a Democrat governor now. Good luck with the 390.
Then we shut down the pipelines. Great.
Mm-mm.
Then the little monster in Russia causing havoc.
Correct. Just under $4 in Long Island.
We were at like 280, 260, something like that.
Yeah, you guys are generally about the same as we are. Y'all might be a few cents lower.
Yeah, if you go to the big city, you can probably get it for 230.
Yeah, I think it was in Hazel Green, which is 8 miles north. It was 267 coming through yesterday, and then in Fayetteville, Tennessee, it was 263.
Fetterman.
Yes, sales were good this weekend. I spent all day yesterday shipping at Amazon and didn't get around to eBay because I have 2 days shipping. So today will be get all 23 eBay out. I got a message from one guy. Do you think it'll get here before Christmas? He lives in Birmingham. Yeah. It's like 110 miles south of here. I think the post office will get it to you.
Yeah.
Before Christmas there, buddy.
Yeah, I got 6 going out this morning. Got some coins. Sure.
I think a VCR is the only one that's halfway difficult, and I've got boxes for it, so that doesn't.
I sold a siren. Not the speaker part of a siren, the part that goes inside the cop car.
Let's see, I sold a laser pointer, a book, a Kirkule flavor cartridge, a Super Game Boy adapter, a VCR, Rocky Raccoon twice. Somebody bought 3 of the women's flexies. This is an interesting one. I bought a Garmin. I've had this for quite a while. Garmin made a golf GPS watch. And I'm like, why have I not listed that? I plugged it in, charged it up. It sold within like an hour for $75.
It's been sitting around.
I sold an Olympus camera for $65. It was parts repair. Another Maidenform, a razor. Who buys a pool float in December? But they bought one.
Yeah, I sold a
car. DVD.
Sold a pool part yesterday.
This is an interesting one. I got to be kinkier double curling power spray gel. $30 each is all 2 of them to the same person. Monty Python movie set, and the 2 Guitar Heroes. The Lone Ranger movie. And a rabbit. One of those things that Phoebe or the little monster Franklin tried carrying out of here. I sold one of them. I turned around and looked the other day, and he's running down the hallway with one of my little rabbits. I'm like,
yeah, I remember.
those things are listed for sale. You turd, come back.
You should have got 2 so they'd have somebody to play with.
2 what?
Franklin's.
Man, Phoebe's only 2 years old. He plays with Phoebe.
Oh, I thought Phoebe was older.
No, Phoebe's 2 years old. He plays with Phoebe all the time.
Good morning.
At 6:30, they're both walking on top of me. I'm like, y'all are killing me.
And how dare you to think to shut the bedroom door so they can't get in. Then they'll sit there at the door going, scratching the door.
You gonna listen to them cry all night because they sleep in the bed. They're gonna be wondering. So I couldn't find Franklin last night. I'm like, I wonder where that little, because he's got a bad habit of following me out into the garage, and I took the trash out because it came this morning. And so I get up and I wander around the house and I look in Jacob's room. He's laying on the bed. He looks at me. I'm like, damn it. So I try sneaking back into the room. I get to the end of the hallway and look, and he comes wandering around the corner looking at me. I'm like, all right, come on.
Yeah, Nisa, whatever this morning. Boxers think they're puppies. It don't matter whether they're a puppy or whether they're 100 pounds. They think they're a puppy. She says, try having a 70-pound boxer walk on your face at 5:30 a.m.
Yeah,
that'll wake you up. I was watching Treasure Hunting with Jeebus yesterday, and they had some work done on their house, and the construction company left the door of their attic open, and his cats got up in the attic. He had to take a saw and cut a hole in the wall to get them out.
Dang. Good morning, Lag. Good morning, Deb.
So the other Steve and Marcia, the ones that live here, our friends, they have water damage to their house, so a lot of the sheetrock and everything's off. And they needed some help moving some furniture a few weeks ago. So me and Jacob went over there to help them move the furniture. And I'm sitting in the last chair in the little game room. And I'm like, you have that feeling somebody's watching you, And I look up because there's no, they've had to take the drywall off the roof. So I look up. And one of their 6 cats is in the damn rafter, staring down, looking at me like it's about to pounce on me. I'm like,
oh, I thought you were going to say you found that somebody had put a spy cam up there and was watching them.
No, it's called a spy cat. Evidently, I was sitting the way he got up there, and that was the last thing we were moving out of there. And I guess I tried to reach up there and grab him, but he don't like me, I guess. Steve had to halfway climb up there to grab him.
Yeah, Vanessa, I had an aunt, my dad's sister, that had a boxer, and she thought she was a baby. If the car door was open, she thought she was going to go for a ride. They'd bring her up to my mom and dad's house when my aunt and uncle were still alive, and the dog would come up with her when it just, my mom's real funny about dogs in her kitchen, but Prissy was never a issue because she'd always come in the house and lay down. And then we had Dr. Carroll. He was a friend of mine. He was a vet. He had boxers, and those were the biggest babies.
He wakes me up. I gotta wake him up.
I'm telling you, you need another one so he'll have somebody his age to play with.
What do you think about that? Huh? You wake me up, I wake you up. What do you think about that, little one?
There he is.
Where are you going?
Have you got the little costumes for him? The pirate and whatnot?
Johnny's got some, but he's too little for all of it. I only weigh 6 pounds.
Roberta was going to order some for Cole, our kitten that's 17 pounds now. And I said, no, that's okay, because I like having use of both of my arms, because trying to put it on that cat would
Gotcha.
probably
Good, I got you.
caused the loss of.
Show me your little tongue. You got the skinniest, longest tongue of anything I've ever seen. You could be an anteater, little one. Hello. Say hello. Say,
Todd, have you started getting estimates for the remodel on your kitchen? Aren't you remodeling your kitchen?
Yeah, we got estimates, and I was like, holy.
You wonder if it would be cheaper to tear it down and rebuild sometimes, don't you?
Yep. So we decided to go ahead with we got to get the new oven, so it's supposed to arrive tomorrow, so they got to cut out that part of the cabinet to fit it in.
See, when I'm holding him right here, he looks so big. But it's just like because he's so freaking long.
Yep.
This is how little he is. You know, my hands go all the way around him, and so that's how skinny I am. That's how skinny I am. I'm little.
Is he an Alabama fan? Not a Tennessee fan?
Roll Tide, Devin. Daddy's obsessed with my feet. He's got the feet that look like he's a pointer. His little dapple feet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they were hunters, originally bred for hunters, weren't they? Go down in holes and get them.
This one ain't hunting squat. He's hunting something. Say, I hunted rawhide yesterday. Didn't you? Daddy brought you some rawhide back because I don't want to be your chew toy anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw the pictures, Deb, where y'all were redoing the house.
Bye, Sherry.
The November before we got Sergey, which would have been like 26 years ago.
How you going?
We decided to remodel our kitchen. So for Thanksgiving and just about Christmas, we didn't have a kitchen. We were eating out of a microwave because we didn't have any kitchen. You know, Christmas is only 10 days away?
Yeah, something like that.
Before I would spend that kind of money on this house again, I would go ahead and borrow some more money, and I would just tear it down and rebuild it. This house is on a slab, and I despise slabs. The floor is always cold. If you have any plumbing issues, you can't get to them.
Yeah, I was going to tell my toilet story, wasn't I? So the plumbers came in, they had to pull the toilet, and they started digging around in that pipe, and they pulled out a thing that looked like a horse's tail. Oh, what the hell is that?
That's exactly what we did, Deb. We didn't have the fridge because they were working around the fridge. It was still in the kitchen.
He says
the microwave was in the living room.
He said that's roots. Like, how do roots get in a slab? Oh, any tiny crack. I said, there's no trees even. The toilet's 6 foot from the wall, and it's solid concrete. How does roots get up in there? He said, when they cleared the lot, the tree roots can stay alive underneath the ground for a long time. I said, this house was built in 1978. How can... He said, oh, yeah, it happens. So, like, okay.
Yeah, I was just reading an article on the Online Observer, and it was talking about like 25% of the new home buyers from last year are upside down on their mortgage. or from the last couple of years are upside down on their mortgage.
Yeah, the real estate's come to a pretty much a halt here. I mean, they're still building houses. And I don't know who's buying these things. I mean, you look at the interest rate. Just the interest rate alone is going to cost you an extra $500 to $800 a month.
Well, they're slapping up apartments like crazy here.
Same here. Apartments everywhere, and they go up so damn fast. So you look at them, it's like they added water to it. And they just
Well, there's a company here in Charlotte that builds apartments, and all their apartments are prefab. I mean, they're not completely finished, but it's just like the stud walls, and so they can dry up. They can dry in 500 apartments in a week once the foundations are put down. Well, Glock, that's because all of these boomers are starting to get old.
You and Todd already are old.
Damn right I am, and I'm proud of it. I lived through the best years of the U.S. of A.
By God.
By God.
You were here when it started dying.
This wonderful country we live in. They talk. You see these science fiction movies where, the population is so big that they're having to try to go off world and stuff like that. Our population is actually decreasing across the world. I was looking at an article and it was talking about people are just not having children, or they'll have one child or maybe two.
COVID killing them off.
Wait, if you start looking at the population, the reproductive rate since that happened, you would think, most people would have thought, people are at home, the birth rate will go up because people naturally get bored, so they end up having kids, and it's actually dramatically gone down. If you look at across the world and the birth rates across the world over the last year, it's scary how far it's gone down.
Well, Japan is having a crisis.
Yeah, they're definitely,
because their young people are not getting, they're not getting married and having kids. And South Korea is the same way. Because South Korea has a mandatory military service, so they're gone for a year at least, and people just don't want to get in relationships, and then their man have to go off and pull his mandatory service. And Roberta likes, and I like some of it, but Roberta likes like J-pop and K-pop. These guys are making, they're doing shows every night over there or around the world, and then all of a sudden one of them disappears because he's got to take his mandatory military service, so he's out of the band for at least a year. So it don't matter who you are. Apparently, it's you got to do it. I'd like to see them try that over here. Yeah, but China's got its own problems right now. I think there's going to be a major issue over there if it keeps on like it is. And what Scott and I've talked about before is China will go broke once the United States runs out of money, because all these Americans won't be able to buy that $3 piece of plastic that's made over there. You only got 4 kids, Anissa.
She's trying to save the world by herself.
Do what?
Anissa's trying to save the world by herself.
I guess. I do remember the last draft, and I actually went into. I turned 18 December the 3rd, and I went into the post office to register for the draft, and they sent me over to this lady that took care of all of that. And she went and started this spiel about, you could tell she had learned it. But like November the 17th, they had disbanded the mandatory draft. And so I went in to register, but I never.
Yeah, the last Vietnam draft was 71, I
Hey,
think.
buddy, come here.
That was the last. That was the last actual men getting called up.
Yeah. Do you remember when they had the TV programs and they would call out the numbers? They would draw the numbers.
Yeah, sure do.
They would.
I ain't old like y'all are.
Shut up.
They came up in numbers written on ping pong balls.
Yeah. And they would call them out. And people, of course you got your official notice that you've been called up, but
Yeah,
people could see whether it was, that was when my brother got old enough to be drafted. My mom was a nervous wreck.
Yeah. So everybody that was born on that date or something.
Yeah. I don't remember
how
it worked.
I had a number on my registration. I was like 1,400 and something.
And that was, if you start reading about that, that's incredibly frustrating that we lost so many young men for nothing. I mean, we had no business being in Vietnam.
Well, when we went to Ukraine to get the twins, we had 1 day of downtime because they had to do all their stuff. And we went to a war museum in Kyiv, and they had this big room, and it had like ropes going from the center of the building and out to the corners and along the walls. And they had all these boys' pictures that had died in the Afghanistan-Ukrainian conflict. And those guys looked like they were middle schoolers. They were so young looking. But we were talking about like the Asians, their birth rate. Japan has really got a crisis going there because between the old people that's dying off and the fact that there's no new generations being brought in, they're really looking at a situation there. Well, I hope to be around long enough to have a grandkid, at least one, so I can just blast the hell out of damn Facebook with pictures.
Yeah, me too.
I have a brother and a sister-in-law that has a new they have grandkids, but they have a new baby grandkid. Charlotte's like a year. Well, she turned a year on the 19th or whenever it was when he got married.
Hi, Joanne.
But anyway, they'll post 50 pictures from her walking and stuff like that. And I'm like, I know they're proud. And when I have grandkids, I'm just going to just irritate the hell out of all of y'all. Oh, God.
Yeah.
I won't have any Facebook friends.
Grandpa Tom.
Do I?
Grandpa Tom.
No. Because my brothers are all over the spectrum with their names for their grandchildren. My younger brother asked me what I wanted to be called, and I said Fred. Who's Fred? Oh, that's my grandpa.
Yeah, Tim, you're right. It is to look at we don't generally, when we're going through things, have a overview and the specter that was communism dealing with the advances in Cuba and everywhere else. The great fear to stop communism where it was.
Yeah, I remember the drills hiding underneath the desk when the nuclear explosion was going off. So
Look,
like that was going to save us.
That just meant you were going to die under the desk.
yeah. I went to elementary school in Goose Creek, South Carolina, which is right outside of Charleston, which at that time had the largest military submarine base in the in the world. Subs were always coming and going out of Charleston Harbor. They also had one of the largest missile. Oh, everything's green on the stock market today.
Inflation was only 7.1%, so it's coming down.
Well, that's good. But we had hurricane drills all the time. And like I think I've said before, hurricanes just don't sneak up on you.
Yeah.
You know. But we'd have to go in the hallway and we'd crouch down and put our, hands behind our head and put our head just about on our knees. If somebody told me that, I would like, what have you been smoking now?
Go try to do that now, Tom, and see how many people it takes to get you up out of the floor.
That's right. We're going to have to have a get together, and we'll all see if we can play 1960s hurricane.
5 minutes, my legs are asleep. I can't stand up. Come on, help.
What was that movie where the guy came out of the bunker 30 years later? Gosh, Brandon Fraser was in it.
I don't know.
I
do remember the episode of Gilligan's Island where the Japanese soldier had been in one of those micro subs for 30 years. He didn't realize the war was over.
Yeah. Yeah, his parents thought that a nuclear bomb had gone off because a jet plane crashed outside their house.
It's crazy, but every once in a while we have booms around here. And I don't know whether it's like there's a treatment plant not too far away from us. I don't know whether it's like a pressure release or something like that over there. And I was sitting here watching TV and I heard the boom, boom. And I thought, first thing that popped in my mind was, are we having a movie situation here where we just got bombed?
It's something with the military because we have them here too. The mysterious Huntsville booms, we have them here too. And we think it's Redstone Arsenal, they get rid of a lot of ammunition. So we think they're just
detonating them.
Underground detonation, yeah. Yeah, Tim, the other thing too is unless you live through the times, you don't realize what propaganda was used against us. I mean, look at what Bush did to get us to avenge his father. How many people had to die because old George Sr. Was a knucklehead? And how much of the Gulf War has been over oil?
Yeah, A Blast from the Past was that movie.
I mean, they spent 6 months to a year trying to convince us that there were weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. You get over there and he couldn't put together a firecracker, much less weapons of mass destruction.
Well, things can be moved.
Okay.
I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying, Scott. I'm just saying, things can be moved.
Well, we would have found them in the last 20 years.
We get involved in too much and we play around with it. Good morning, Craig.
Joanna, please don't get me started, please.
So you and Joanna need to do a show over on your.
It's look into it. What happened on 9/10? Nobody understands that. What happened on 9/10? The U.S. military announced that they had lost $2 trillion on 9/10. Nobody remembers that because of 9/11. They just announced it again this week. The U.S. military has misplaced another $2 trillion. So in the last 20 years, they have misplaced $4 trillion. Can you misplace some of it down here? Is it?
Then I need to send my mother.
I'll take some.
What did you say, Todd? You'll
I
take
said
some?
I'll take some. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, but just it was all. But Tim, just because his own generals thought they had them, it was Iraq's protection against Iran. They never had them.
I need to find out how my mother can get a job as head of their bookkeeping department up there, because my mother used to drive my dad crazy because when she'd balance out her books, and this was before computers came online. Matter of fact, we were still doing. My dad was still doing all his books on paper until my mom retired, and they hired a secretary. He said, "We need to get a computer system in here." But she would sit there over her ledgers and stuff looking for 10 cents. Because she'd be 10. This ledger did not match this ledger by 10 cents. She would go through it until she found her 10 cents. My dad might have to eat out a couple of days. I mean, she was that thorough about it. And it sounds like that she needs to get her a job up there. But then again, maybe that's how these politicians go in only worth $500,000, and they come out of, when they retire from the Congress or Senate, they're worth, $15 million.
The biggest point about the Mideast is those people have been fighting and killing each other for over a century. Why the U.S. government thinks that they roll in there and sacrifice our young men and women is going to make any difference? It's going to make no difference whatsoever. Because what happens as soon as we move and pull out, they go right back to killing each other. Those people are crazy.
They just need to let them duke it out.
There's a lot of good people in the Middle East. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but there's enough crazy ones over there that will kill you for no reason.
Where does 24K? He lives over there somewhere, doesn't he? Does he live in Dubai?
Yeah, I think Dubai.
Oh, they got more money that they can buy them an army bigger than the United States and Russia's put together.
Jeddah or something like that. No, not Jeddah.
Yeah, Glock. They've been fighting since the beginning of time, I think.
Yeah. Well, Israel was right in there with them all that time.
Todd, unless you've already covered it, how'd you do on your auctions that you were bidding on?
I bought like 6 things. 6
Anything
lots,
really good?
7, 8.
You see Tim's question, lag, are you generally unbalanced? That's the question of the day. Yeah.
Let's see. What all did I get? Where's the list?
I know y'all gonna be shocked. I bought 2 lots at the auction that I sell at. I bought more cameras. I know y'all are shocked that I bought more cameras.
Did you get a good price on them?
Yeah, I bought one had 2 and one had 1. They were $25 each. One of them I've already sold. I shipped it yesterday on Amazon. I got $170 for it.
Be right back.
I gotta get the other 2 listed today. One of them's an old. It's not the SX70, the real expensive. It's the same type model, but it was white. It's a different one. It's an SX 670 or something. Or for parts, it's worth $110, $150 for parts. So I'm just going to list it for parts. And I've got another one too that I picked up at the yard. So this is why you always go to estate sales, folks. Tracy don't watch this, so I can tell you this story. My buddy Tracy, he listens to everything I say, and he'll pick up stuff that I, because he sells on eBay, that I talk about on the show. So I don't talk about them much. But there was this camera. It was another one of those same ones like the Polaroid SX70, but it was a SOL something. It was the solar one, and that stupid thing's worth $140 for parts. He went to that estate sale the day before I did, and it was sitting there for $5, and he left it. I got there second day, it was still sitting there, so it was 25% off. So I paid $3.75 for that camera that's worth $140, $145 for parts on eBay.
Well, good.
If you know a certain, especially if you know a niche and electronics, I'm pretty decent at. It's amazing what people just walk by. $5, they don't have any idea what it is. They're not going to spend $5 on it.
Y'all try and stay healthy now, because Bridget, she's talking about she's waiting for an appointment at the urgent care because she's been sick since she got back from Florida. Maggie's hadn't had a voice for 2 weeks, which might be enjoying that, but and that's her husband. But y'all try to stay healthy. Because I know I've said it, my daughter-in-law and son came back from Punta Cana from their honeymoon, and 2 days later she was diagnosed with COVID and has been sick. What is that, Todd? I can't read that small.
That's gold. It's gone up $42 an ounce the last 2 hours.
Well, those numbers at the top keep bouncing between red and green, so it's
Yeah,
I can
red.
tell you, if gold and silver have gone up, it's because the powers that be have allowed it to go up.
Yeah, they're manipulated. Well, it's
truly the one pure source of money, because gold and silver are always going to be worth. But at our current situation, they do manipulate the price.
Well, one man's gold is one man's pavement. When you get to heaven, the streets are paved in gold.
That's right. That's what the good book says.
That's right.
Don't
y'all
manipulate.
Do anything since Christmas is 10, 11 days away? Y'all doing anything different? They're just kind of like slowing down until after Christmas, or you just keeping on going?
Just keeping on going.
Yeah, me too. I got to pay for everything.
I'm trying to make more videos, so I'm shipping 23 eBay items today. So I'll turn the camera on and record. We went to this crazy estate sale. So Harlan and I went Friday and Saturday. The house was 6,000 square feet, and it was a guy who was single. He had died of cancer in his 50s. His mom lived there for a while with him, and I guess I got another one to ship now. Oh, good, it's just a DVD. The little things like the little plug-ins and all those little incense things and the smell good things.
Yeah.
If they had one there, they had 300 of them. None of them used. I'm like, what? And he had all these expensive sneakers, and I thought they didn't put any price. I mean, they just sold them $5 a pair, and I thought, man, we're gonna make a killing. But he had stored them in the attic, and so when he went to give them the old test, I had 5 boxes of them, and Harlan's like, you better check those. Mine were dry rotted. I grabbed every one of them. They broke in half. Every single one, every pair was dry rotted. But this house was from one end to the other, had stuff everywhere. This is one of those crazy obsessed Alabama fans, not like me, who's just regular. But he must have had 50 or 60 signed pictures, balls. Big Atlanta Braves fans from the 90s, so he had a lot of Maddox and Smoltz and Glavine stuff, which was really cool to see. But they'd have in the kitchen, they had that little dash. This is how the whole house was. The little dash, same people that made the waffle makers dash.
Yeah.
They had rice cookers. They had the one they were using, and they had 3 more in the pantry that were never opened. There was so much stuff in there that was never. I got a George Foreman grill for like $6, brand new in the box. And you think, why would you buy that? Because it's worth $90 on Amazon. That's why I bought it.
Because I personally use the hell out of ours.
This is the original small one.
Oh yeah.
And I bought several other things that were brand new in the box that I'll sell on Amazon because stuff that you can't find anymore. An interesting one was an NOAA little bitty weather alarm clock. The last one on eBay was open box for $32. They wanted $4 for it, brand new in the box. I'm like, I'll throw it on eBay for $40, see what happens.
There you go.
It was. I mean, I left out there with two of my big IKEA bags just full of crap. That was just stuff that you had to take the time. Me and Harlan were there we were probably there an hour and a half, and we both carried out big bags. And it was just stuff. If you took the time to look it up and see what the value was.
Was there a lot of people there?
The place was jam packed. Both days. We went the last day too. Didn't look up as much on the last day. At a half off, we just threw it in the bag. I'm like, worst comes to worst, I'll sell it at the auction. New coffee makers, Black & Decker coffee maker. They were $6, so we got them for $3. They were still there on the last day. It was
I need deals like that.
I picked up two of the. I haven't looked them up yet. I mean, these were Sony. They're probably 6 inches, and they had that little itty TV in them. They were yellow Walkmans with the. I think I paid $4 each for them. I got to figure out what they're worth. I'm not gonna make a killing, but I'll make a few dollars on them.
Well, you add up all those few dollars, and you have a lot of dollars.
Yeah, that's what people wonder. How do you have 2 storage buildings full of stuff? I buy stuff that doesn't go down. It's not going to go down in value. A Sony Walkman is not going to go down in value if it works.
How many, if you don't mind saying, how many items, not listings, how many items do you have on eBay now? Because I know you got some items, some listings that have 5 or 6,
There's 240-something listings. But, some of those maiden for them, I've got hundreds of that on one listing. I've got 100.
You only got 240 listings?
Yeah. If the problem people have, I've sold 23 this weekend, Tom. I got 23 to ship today. The problem that's 10% of my inventory I sold this weekend. The problem is people put stuff up there for stupid prices and go, I've got 3,000 listings. I ain't sold shit. Well, how about you put better stuff up there or stuff that people? I sell used clothes and it's Christmas time. I don't know why my sales aren't up because nobody wants to give a used damn T-shirt unless it's a single stitch, beautiful cotton. Unless it's something collectible, they don't want your Tommy Hilfiger used shirt to give as a gift.
But if it's a band shirt, you can just barely see the printing still on it. They will buy that thing
for $300. Yeah. I'm not a believer in the number of listings because that just shows. Well, it shows that you will list. It shows somebody works hard, but it shows me that somebody works hard but doesn't understand what they're doing. Like who are the ones that did that podcast? They did a podcast for years and years, and they talked about how they had thousands and thousands of listings. It was a guy and a girl,
and they must have had $500,000 in warehouses.
Oh yeah, had all this damn inventory, had employees that were listing. And you looked at their eBay store and everything's overpriced, and you go, "What the fuck?" I mean, are you collecting? Are you selling? I mean, I understand that you want to get. So I told Jacob he list up. Got a list to get a day, Jacob. He's listing 25 a day, and I'm like, whatever the highest price is, come off 10%. I want to sell this stuff. Scavenger lag. That's it. Thanks, lag. You're good for something. I appreciate it. But it used to infuriate me to listen to them because, why have all them listings and have the prices wrong and not sell anything?
Because they were in one of the northern states, so taxes are going to be high on all those warehouses they had, and they didn't have small warehouses. They had some pretty big warehouses up there.
I mean, so some things are different. So like I sold 2 Guitar Hero guitars this weekend. I listed them on Friday morning, and they were sold by the time we got back from the estate sales. I listed them at $97 shipped, and that was top of the market because those will sell. But other stuff, I just match or go under. You've got to know what you've got to do enough research to know what you. If you've got something that's got a 500% sell-through rate, you got to go good. That still kills me. That guy on that damn TikTok. These things sell through at a 500%. They got a 500% sell-through rate.
I sold it for $120. I made $120 profit. And Scott's like, what was your cost on that thing?
I sold these 2 Guitar Hero guitars, and they sold through at a 500%. That means I got to ship out 10 of them, or I got to ship out 20 of them.
Some people we know, they have 6,000 listings, and they'll sell up 200 of them in a week.
Put them on sale. See how many you sell. Put a 20% price sale on there.
It's I think everybody. Some people want to get top dollar, and people right now don't have the money to pay top dollar, or they'll just wait it out. They don't need it bad enough. They can wait till somebody comes in and undercuts them.
Well, certain things. I mean, if you want to sell used clothing, top dollar is you're gonna be waiting forever. I mean, if you're a competitive and but the Guitar Hero guitars are a completely different story. These things are worth what they're worth, and that's something that sells very, very fast in a hot category video games.
Are they still making them?
You got to understand. People don't understand. They think just because things sell on eBay, they don't sell at the same rate. Same thing as Amazon. Certain category luggage does not sell as fast as toys. I'm sorry. Everybody's not running around going, except for Deion Sanders, who evidently needed him some Louis to move to Colorado. Not everybody needs a new Louis this week.
Need a what?
Louis Vuitton. He was calling it. You didn't see Deion Sanders talking about. He said I brought some things with him. I don't mean Louis. You didn't hear him say that.
Yeah.
He was talking about he had 10 or 12 players that already agreed to go to Colorado from Jackson.
It's
Hi, Glenn. How's the swamp?
Have you washed away yet? He's in what? No, he's in Mississippi, isn't he?
Yeah, no, he's in Louisiana.
Louisiana.
Baton Rouge. Close to Baton Rouge.
Yeah. Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge.
I tell you what, we're just getting stuff. Roberta's been waiting for a shipment of stuff from Walmart for like 2 days now, and it still hadn't got here.
If she'd have just done pickup, you could have gone and got it.
Well, she was trying to be nice. I got a bum ankle right now, and I just don't like going.
Yep, Deion Sanders.
Yeah, Glenn. I like the guy. He's fun to listen to. He's got a lot of charisma to him. I mean, young people are really attracted to him, and he's one of those. He's one of those guys that he gives those speeches, and he's really good at firing people up. I can imagine before his speech game, he had them guys ready to run through brick walls for him. It's amazing.
Yeah, he's taking over Colorado's basketball team or whatever he plays.
Football. He's a new Colorado. They were 1-11. They were 1-11 last year, and he walked in and told them, he's like, you know what, y'all need to start investigating the portal. Told the whole damn team, y'all are 1-11. Y'all all need to go.
The stuff that she ordered had to be shipped in. It's not local.
God dang, he was a flashy player. He could outrun about anybody. And those he couldn't outrun, he could outjuke. He could turn on a dime. Jeez.
But you know what? My sister-in-law, her husband went to China because of his job, and he brought her back a Louis. It was a real Louis Vuitton purse, but it wasn't a Louis Vuitton purse because it wasn't bought from one of their stores, but it came directly from the manufacturer. And he paid $35 for that thing. If it had made it to the States, it probably would have went for about $1,200.
Well, everything's like that. Look at, some of the people I follow on Camperman Kevin's one of my favorites. I watch all his videos, and he and his friends once a year or once every 6 or 8 months they are in Arizona. They'll travel down to Mexico, park in the parking lot, and walk across the land bridge. He'll buy all his medicine for the year. It'll be under $100.
Roberta probably listens to him on YouTube.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. They'll go down and go, you don't need prescriptions, you don't need anything. You just tell them what you want, and it's, oh, are you scared that you're gonna get something that's fake? It's in legitimate pharmacies. It's just the Mexican system. It crosses our border. It becomes, we are the ones that are financing the pharmaceutical companies' riches so that they can look at. Oh, you come back.
Well, they're not going to take a chance that these guys are making too daggone much money off of these people flying to Texas to walk across the border to get their meds, and they're buying a bunch of meds. They're not going. All it's going to take is one bad situation, and people are going to quit going across the border. And
this is what happens when you're little and you come too close to daddy. He scoops you up.
Hugs you.
Are you looking for Phoebe? Are you ready to go?
This one behind me, you'll get a hernia picking him up, but he don't like. He's little, but he don't want to be hugged unless he wants to be hugged.
I guess he thought Phoebe was coming this way because Phoebe always comes in here. He come running in here, and Phoebe went to Jacob's room the other way because this hallway is a T this way. So he he guessed this way, and she went that way.
Todd, I was listening to a person on YouTube, and they had nothing to do with reselling, and he was talking about his wife had been busy because they live someplace in Kentucky, and their 2 beagles got hold of a skunk, and the skunk won.
How are you?
He said the beagles had been in their garage that's not attached to their house for about 4 days while they scrubbed and did everything, trying to get them cleaned up before they could come in the house.
Mr. Tom thinks you're ancient, Phoebe.
Did you have one before her? Another one before?
Yeah. Oh, Dixie, she's 16. She's in there asleep.
She's what?
Dixie is 16.
Okay. She's in there on Mama's bed.
Oh yeah, neither one of them got out of bed yet.
Well, Scott, are we gonna celebrate tomorrow morning on your show?
What are we celebrating?
It's my birthday tomorrow.
Okay.
Whose birthday?
I already made the show and put the title up there.
It's your birthday, Todd?
Tomorrow, yeah.
Dang, I guess that's why we get along together so well.
I get to be older than you again.
Yeah. There's another digit in there before I'm gonna catch up with you.
So you beat Tom to the 70s.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah,
he's
like
I'm not there
2
yet.
years, 3 years.
3. I'll be 67 tomorrow.
God, you're old.
Did you hear that?
He can make all the money he wants to now, and the Social Security won't bother him.
No. Is that right?
It's 60, isn't it 66 and a half? You can make is whatever. So you can really turn it up now, Todd.
Social Security. My Social Security check is $89 a month.
Boy, there must be some lean years in there. But you work for the school districts, though.
Yeah, they cut it. They cut it way back because of teacher retirement check.
Yeah, it's like right now it's $2 for. They cut it $1 for every $2 you make over the max.
I don't know.
Is it once you get to 67? Can't you make more money once you get to 67?
Yeah. Well, they raised the minimum up to like $50,000. I think it is this year. I got a letter around here somewhere. They basically doubled how much you can make without it. It's like three. After you hit that max, it's like they cut your Social Security $1 for every $3 that you make over the limit until you turn 66 and a half.
Oh, so I'm going to make $15 more.
Well, Todd, you should be in that. It don't matter how much you make bracket now, unless they've changed that too.
I'll get it. They'll send out a letter of adjustment in January. They do every January.
Well, you're getting your 8% too, so.
All right, folks, I got to go help. We're got to clear out a bunch of the kitchen so people can get in here to put a stove in.
Oh yeah, because you don't have to start cooking pretty soon.
Yeah.
All right, y'all have a great day.
Peace out.
Bye, y'all. Thanks a lot.